welcome to Ms. Natch's Kitchen, where we cook up anything that I dream of, and I challenge myself with challenging, difficult recipes, so you don't have to. Hey Pop-Ups! I'm so glad to make it back to my channel. Today we are trying Claire's Taffet chocolate chip cookies. I feel like this breaks the mold for me. I feel like it really redefines what you think a cookie recipe is. And I do a lot of cooking on my channel. And if you want to see all of that, hit subscribe down below and hit the bell notification for every time I post a video. And I'm sorry I haven't been back. I've just been trying to fix up my computer. But I'm back at it. And I'm going to be cooking a lot more recipes for you guys. So I missed you. Anyways, back into the video. We're going to start with the butter, which is like browning the butter. You think it was going to burn and all this sort of thing. And it's kind of unusual for a cookie recipe. So I'm going to put my butter on medium low, which is probably number 2.5. And we're just going to melt this down and brown it all up. And we're going to brown it all up. I don't know what accent wants to come through right now. Sorry. Anyway, I'll be right back. I took it off the heat for a moment just because there's foam forming on the top. And I want everything to be melted more consistently than that. I'm going to let all the larger chunks melt consistently through the mixture. Now that it's all melted, I'm going to wait for even frothing along the sides and stir really frequently. So with my browned butter all ready to go, I'm going to put it into a separate bowl, sheeted like a glass bowl, I think, with some ice. And to replicate that same procedure, I'm going to put it in the freezer for a little bit, and also chilled. A heavy cream is going into this as well. So strange, it breaks the mold on what cookie recipes are. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. I couldn't find any heavy cream, so I'm using whipping cream. Is that the same thing in Canada? Whole milk, and then we have homogenized milk. Like, I think it's the same sort of thing, so I'm going to include it in here. And this is going to add moisture back into the butter that you already evaporated out. So it's going to like really bring out those sweet flavors in both of them. And you can use whole milk as well, or homogenized milk. Spend too much time on TikTok, obviously, but tag me down below if you know where that's from on TikTok. And I do have a TikTok, which is Tickety Talk Talk. I am down below. I love it. I absolutely love it. For me, when you cool it down, it brings it back to the solid state with the butter and everything. So the crust comes back to the clean state. This is a loose cookie batter, so it's going to look very, very loose until you use it for at least 12 hours up to 48 hours. So that's why everything is a little bit crazy right now, but trust me, it's going to be so like chewy and crunchy and like all the best textures. So I'm just going to cover this in a Ziploc. Like, well, I don't know if the size is going to fit. It's just like this, and it's going to go in the freezer. I think about 15 minutes will do. We'll just solidify everything. I love how you work backwards from like browning the butter, reconstituting those flavors, and stabilizing with the cream. I feel like that's so smart in terms of like really processing the butter in a cookie recipe that makes it look so much better. Whew. So it's gonna go in the freezer for 15 minutes. And the top part is a primer cookie recipe. So I have 3/4 of a cup of fine sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar going in here. So I have 3/4 of a cup of fine sugar going in there, all refrigerated, and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. The fine sugar adds structure, and the brown sugar adds chewiness and crunch. On the run from my given desires. So I've scraped the sides, and I feel like everything is creamed together. And we're ready to add the eggs. So I'm just going to add 1/3 at a time. And re-moisturize everything together. have French vanilla artificial flavoring. I know with Claire, she makes her own vanilla. Like, I want to make it so bad and it looks so good, but I'm using artificial French vanilla. And I believe with her flour, she also uses almond flour as well. So that'll add so much more richness, but I just like plain flour, so you can add an almond extract, maybe 2 drops of almond extract, and you'll get the same effect. I think with almond flour, I don't know, don't come for me in the comments, but we're gonna add our French vanilla. Oh, smells so good. Now we're gonna set this aside and start on our dry ingredients. So I have 2 cups of flour here. I'm gonna add 3. Oh, it's a 1 to 3 ratio. So if you're using baking powder, it's 3 times the amount of baking soda. So I think it's 3 teaspoons in here, and that goes into your dry ingredients. Next, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Now I'm gonna give it a good stir. Now we're gonna add our wet ingredients to be dry. I added 3/4 of a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I coarsely ground them, and 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips. I couldn't find the disc for it, but I'm gonna press that in here, and we're gonna roll out our cookies next. They're ready to go into the 350 Fahrenheit oven for 18 to 24 minutes. So I have them all rolled out here, ready to go. We're gonna try 2 different versions of this cookie. Whether you really need to refrigerate it for 12 to 48 hours. And that's what I really love about this, because it's technique based. She knows what she's talking about, and I want to take it to the next level. But we're just gonna let this chill for 30 minutes, and we're gonna cook it right away. And you get to see the 12 to 48 hour version after. So absolutely gorgeous. I'll get you some close-ups here. So here's what the first batch looks like. So cute. So much, a little bit of chocolate mix in there. What a great cookie. Oh my god.
And get rid of the distractions. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye.
I compared my first day cookie. I feel like it was very thick and almost biscuity, so there was a dry component to it, but it still tasted really, really good. And I didn't really brown the butter properly. I didn't let it go to the darker color, so I wasn't really getting the full flavor until day 2 when I made the second batch. And they were so good. I browned the butter and made sure to get that caramelized flavor. It's almost a stronger butter flavor than caramel. It's almost like a stronger butter and caramel. So I don't really like butterscotch, but butter caramel, yes. So you get those flavors out of the butter, and in the cookie, it does make it really, really brittle. Oh, no, my beautiful bubbles.